All right, now that you've seen it being installed, let's talk about what this is. This is a walnut. It was supposed to be a clear walnut. Not sure it was a clear walnut. There's an awful lot of knots and stuff in here for it to be clear walnut, but beautiful. And I think they give a little bit of distinguished look to the countertops. But this is a nice walnut. We searched high and low to get counters installed, and they wanted about $15,000 to install the countertops, and that was an oak countertop. This is a walnut. So we looked around, we found, I called my buddy up at Advantage Lumber up in Shelby. He got me in touch with their Florida office and set this up. The counters cost about $5,700. Which, yeah, I could have made my own. It would have taken a little bit longer. I would have had to buy the wood, do it up, bring it up, and still bring it up to get it sanded that large. So I bought five large planks of it. I had a company called Curator down in Greer. They came up and installed them for me. I think it was about $2,000 there. So for $7,000, $8,000, we have nice, beautiful walnut countertops. So now that all of them installed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start finishing these. The first thing I got to do is sand this up to 320. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've got these sanded up to 320, and I've done a lot of research on this, and I went between Rubio monocoat and water locks to seal these. I decided to go with water locks, the original water locks, the sealer finish for a medium sheen on there. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal the end grain around the sink area. So I'm going to do that in just 1 second, but I'm going to use Total Boat for that. 2-in-1, and I'm going to seal the end grain, and then we'll come back and I'll make sure it's smooth where it's at, and then we'll coat the rest with this water locks. Now, why did I go with the water locks? I did a lot of research, and although Rubio monocoat looks to be a lot easier, a lot quicker, because this is going to take at least 4 days to put on, because you got to put a coat on, sand it, put a coat on, sand it, put a coat on, and sand it. So that's 3 days right there. It took a couple of days to prep this. But as I went through online and reviews and such, people showed pictures of where they put a cold glass on the bar and a white ring came up. This will not happen with this sealer. This is just a chemically modified tung oil with epoxy in it. So it'll give a really good coating in there. It'll give the protection we need for this bar, and everything's going to look good. So let's go ahead and seal the sink, and then we'll go ahead and start putting on this after it dries. I'm using the 2-in-1 fast, so it should only take about 30 minutes or an hour for it to set up. Alright, so I've gotten the Total Boat, it sealed these end grain pieces here, so no water will get in there, and that'll help. What we're going to do now is sand around the top here, the top again, and then we'll go ahead and start cleaning it off with a tack cloth, and then we will do the water locks. So I got this Super Tough, it's a tack cloth, and we're going to use that, see if it works too. It might not, it's very old. We're going to use this to see if we can make sure we get all the dust off. Now with everything you're doing, I'm actually going with the grain when I was sanding. And I'll also do that when I do the finish on here. Alright, I'm a little bit nervous about this. I'm so afraid I'm going to mess it up, but I don't think there's a way for me to mess it up. Oh man, this thing ain't big enough. Alright, so I'm a little bit worried about this. So, got these applicators. This would be the best to do. So, see how this looks, baby. Oh wow, look at that. That just plain pops. Call that the reveal. That's gonna be nice once this stuff. These applicators I got from Woodcraft work fairly good. You don't want to let this stuff pool up, so after I'm done I'll do you want to go with the grain the whole way. So. First coat of Waterlox is on. It's dried for 2 days because I couldn't get back to it yesterday. So now we gotta sand it with the 320. I took 2 320 grits and I rubbed them together to make it even softer. And we're gonna go with the grain and sand it down by hand. Now this is not required per the instructions, but I think you're gonna get a better finish if you sand in between coats. All right, so that's the second coat. My favorite piece of all this is right here. See if you can get the chatoyance in there. Look at that chatoyance right there. Damn, that stuff pops. It's a little bit blotchy. I may have sanded it too high. I sanded it at 320 and then put this on there. Maybe I should have sanded it to 180 and then put this on there and then sanded it down. But it looks good. All right, so there you have it. We put a total of 3 coats of Waterlox onto the countertops, and I tell you, we couldn't be happier. We still need the seal or caulk around the farm sink here, but I believe that we're very happy with the results of the Waterlox. So now the Waterlox will have to be lightly sanded and more coats put on probably every year or so because it will scratch. It becomes a hard film over the wood. Matter of fact, I already scratched it right over here with the coffee canisters. But if this is your first time here, head on down, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and share the video. We'd really appreciate it. You can find us on Instagram and also on Facebook. We post stuff there pretty much daily, things that we're doing, things that we're trying to fix, or other things like that. So head on over and check us out. That's Journeys with Ken and Leanne. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the journey.